Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have a very important announcement to make which affects the Muslims both in the UK and abroad. But before we begin, let's praise Allah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allah said in the Quran, إِذَا جَاءَهُمْ أَمْرٌ مِّنَ الْأَمْنِ أَوِ الْخَوْفِ أَذَاعُوا بِهِ. If it comes to them an issue, affair related to the public security or fear, they go and spread it. وَلَوْ رَدُّوهُ إِلَى الرَّسُولِ وَإِلَى أُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْهُمْ لَعَلِمَهُ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَنبِطُونَهُ مِنْهُ. But if they were to refer it back to his messenger and those in charge of authority, they would have known how to extract the right information from this. So as you know, we are currently in a situation related to the coronavirus, and it has brought a lot of fear to the community, both locally and abroad, both Muslim and non-Muslim. And we are very concerned about our livelihoods and even the health of ourselves and those people around us. So in these times, we seek to get clarification from those or authority or those who are in charge of affairs. Now, I am Muawiyah Taka, and I have graduated from the Islamic University of Medina, the Faculty of Sharia, the year 2008. And it's come to my attention from various sources, various types of advice that I wish to share with you as it relates to the coronavirus. So we have information here which has come to us from the British Islamic Medical Association, which gives general advice as it relates to the coronavirus, advising Muslims to distance themselves from others, which I'm sure we all have heard before. And the main issue here is the vulnerable from amongst us. That could be the elderly, those who have underlying medical conditions and issues, and something which is very common amongst us, for example, maybe issues of asthma or those who have respiratory issues. So maybe one of us may be a carrier of the coronavirus and get fever and get sick, but will eventually become cured and continue our lives as normal. But unfortunately, we may inadvertently pass it on to others. And that other person may not be able to have the same immunity as yourself and may suffer and even die as a result of this. So because of this, it has been advised to us to distance ourselves from the Muslims as much as possible, or from other people as much as possible. But what will also come to us is concern in regards to the salawat, the prayer inside the masjid. Now, many people have been very cautious as to speak about the issue of praying in the masjid because, as you know, everyone prays there 5 times a day. Prayer is a very important part of Al-Islam. So much so that some ulama deem those who leave the prayer as not even being Muslim. So praying is very important, and praying in the masjid is even more important. And then we have on top of that the added severity of praying the Friday Jum'ah, the Friday Jum'ah. So we as Muslims wish to seek guidance as to how we should deal with these situations. So we have some information here, or some guidelines or advice given to us by some of the ulama. So here we have Sheikh Faisal Al-Jasim, and I wish to play you what he said. So he's replying to Sheikh Abdul Wahid Stevenson from South London. He has asked him for some advice, and he replies. So the Sheikh was mentioning that he himself has referred to those who are above him. So even the Sheikh Faisal Jasim, being a scholar himself, refers back to those who are more senior to him in knowledge. And this one he's referring to is Sheikh Sa'd al-Shithri. So he spoke to him in the Fajr today, and he asked him the following question. So he's asking about the Islamic institutions in the UK. They are asking specifically about closing the masajid due to this situation. After the spread of the coronavirus. And it is not, as you're aware, Sheikh, that many of the Islamic countries have ordered that the mosques or the masajid be closed, so that this disease is not spread any further. So it mentioned that the UK government has not ordered the mosques to be closed.
بمعنى أنها توصي وصية أن دور العبادة تغلق إذا كان يحصل فيها اجتماع.
So, but they have advised I have given advice that if there's anything to do with congregation, that they should be closed.
فهذه مجرد advice.
As the Sheikh said, it's advice.
والناس تسأل هل نغلق أم لا نغلق.
So receiving this advice, the Muslims institution, Marrakesh have asked, should we close or not close then? Because this is not, they're not giving us a direct order, they're just saying this is advice.
فكان جوابه جزاه الله خيرا ووفقه الله قال إذا خشوا أن ينتشر هذا الوباء.
So the Sheikh replied, Sheikh Sa'd al-Shithri replied, that if this disease is spreading
عن طريق المسجد والاجتماع
by means of public gatherings, i.e. from the masajid,
صلوات كان يأتي بعض الناس,
like in praying in salah, as some people might come
قد يكون مصابا ولا يعلم
and he may be ill and be unaware that he is even ill.
بإصابته فيكح.
So he coughs
أو يعطس
or he sneezes.
أو يلامس الآخرين ويحصل بينهم شيء من التواصل وهذا سبب نفسه.
And this could cause for the connection between other people and the infection spread and the spread of this disease. And the masajids should close if they fear this may occur.
ثم قال لي جزاه الله خيرا قال لو كنت مكانهم لأغلقت المسجد.
And the Sheikh very importantly said, Sheikh Sa'd al-Shithri said, if I was in their position, I would close the masjid.
قال لي لو كنت مكانهم لأغلقت المسجد.
This point here is, if I was in their position, I would close the masjid.
هذا جوابه.
And that is the reply of the Sheikh.
وقد سألته جزاه الله خير فقلت له هل تأذن لي بأن أنشر هذه.
And Sheikh has asked permission, can he spread this fatwa?
أو هذا جواب عنك فأذن لي.
And he gave permission to do so. So as you can see here already, we see this is a very, very serious situation, and it has even come to my attention that it has gone as far as Sheikh Salih Fawzan has also ordered that the Muslims pray at home and not pray in the masajid. And even mentioned, gone as far as saying, if they pray in the masajid, they are sinful for doing so. Sinful because they are putting other people's lives potentially at risk. So it is very important for us to take heed of the advice of the ulama when the advice is given, and to pray at home as we have been ordered to stay away from spreading. You could spreading this disease potentially to other people if one may have it. Yes, you may be well and you may even survive being affected by the coronavirus, but others may not be so fortunate. And also, I would like to also advise other Marrakesh, other masajid to likewise make the necessary statements and make the necessary plans to close the masajid and stop the 5 daily prayers. Now, it's understood that some masajid depend upon sadaqah, as some Marrakesh may depend upon income in order to keep their doors open and to keep their projects going. So in that regards, I advise the Muslims to look at your local community, look at those masjids and Marrakesh that are serving your local community, to maybe help them out during this time as they can't continue what they're doing. Every Jum'ah, masajids receive lots of revenue that pays the bills, pays electricity, pays for the water. So if that is the case that now every Friday they are unable to collect that revenue or collect that charitable donations, then we ask you to make the necessary donations to keep your local masjids open, so that when this coronavirus is past, we still have a place to go to pray and still have a place to go and learn about our religion. I ask Allah to help us in this current situation and give us patience in this current tragedy and this current calamity that we are in. Please do not forget, please do not forget those in your community who are very vulnerable, from the elderly and those who may be financially unable to stock up on food. Don't forget that if we do find ourselves in a situation where we are ordered by the government to stay in our homes, some of us may be very vulnerable and may be unable to get access to food, and some of us may be too shy to even ask. So please, if you know someone who is elderly, you know someone who may be unemployed, give them a call, ask them how they are, and if they need maybe rice or something, that they need some kind of food, just as we see the videos all the time, people packing their trolleys with rice for themselves, think of others and maybe buy something for your neighbors, for your friends, and for your relatives, and hopefully, inshallah, we can all come out of this safely. I ask Allah to make us have patience. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه كان غفارا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.